you know? Are you aware? Did anyone inform you? Have you been alarmed? Well, probably not alarmed, but informed. But informed, okay, maybe a little alarmed, because you know what? Did you know what? Did you know what time it is? The time, my good dear people, is 7 o'clock. Do you know where your video games are? If you don't know where they are, you should be alarmed, actually. You should know where your video games are. But hi, hello, hee, and welcome. We are here for the fun times. For the fun times with the Binshies. With the Otoges. We're here for the fictional boys. And, I have to remember where I left off of the walkthrough, because we're still playing Kaguya's route, which is really hard. But hi! Welcome! Let me just pull the walkthrough back up. There we go. Alright. I'm professional. I know what I'm doing. I'm prepared. I wasn't getting tea from the refrigerator like 20 seconds before hitting the live button. Let's go. Whew. Anyways, I guess we should just get into it, right? Let's get into it. Let's see Kaguya, the moon boyfriend. Continue. Woo! Yeah! Woo! Hooray! Oh, till Monday time! Oh, I didn't change my chat thingy over here, so it's still the old chat. Oh, well, I'll fix it the next time. I changed my chat for, like, my full screen streams and stuff, and then I forgot to change it over here. Actually, I could copy paste it. Hold on. No, because then it'll switch to the other screen and it'll be weird. I'll fix it later, but it's fine. It's fine. And thank you. I still haven't drawn the meme yet, so I thought, why not just immortalize it in the title of a video? Alright, this is where we left off. Oh, it's very loud in my ear holes. Okay. Off to the dream diary.
ひーさんこんにちは。うさぎさんやで。
Look at the cute little bunny! Look at that little bunny he drew. It's so cute. He's a chunky bunny. Oh, he's chunky. I love it.
僕がここに来てから1週間が過ぎました。ということは、僕とひーさんが付き合ってから1週間経ったということです。
A whole ding dang week.
そろそろここでの生活もこの日記を書くことにも慣れてきました。いつも顔を合わせているとはいえ、仕事をしているとなかなか話す機会がないから、ここでいろいろと話したらいいんですよね。ひーさんはいつも元気で明るくてすごく一生懸命です。僕はそんなひーさんのことすごく尊敬してるし、とても好きだけど。
Sorry.
僕は君みたいに器用じゃないから役に立たないこともあるかもしれないけど、でも言ってくれれば何でもやるから。
Oh, also, Yuzu, can you hear my air conditioner in the background? I forgot to turn it off. Last time everyone said it was okay, but I just wanted to check because this is a quieter game than Final Fantasy. You go right there. Okay,
だから僕には遠慮せず何でも言ってな。少しでもひーさんの役に立てれば幸せです。
And so, the night of the party rolled around. Some people played the piano, some people sang, some chatted with others nearby, and some were even dancing.
こんなむさ苦しいところに来てくれて悪いな。今日は全部俺のおごりだから。
Moon
好きに
husband.
楽しんでくれ。
I feel like I need to change the font color of the chat because I cannot see in the chat box. It makes me feel bad for everybody. Let's change the color, like that. That way maybe you guys can see your words on the screen when you chat. Okay. Yeah! Woo, 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 woo! I got distracted by the cheers. Cinderella's voice echoed across the room, followed by cheers. As for myself...
すみませんこっちにもお酒ください
Hi! Sure thing, just a moment.
ここでパーティーをしてるって聞いたんですけど
We sure are. Come on in. Ladies, get in free. Well, as you can see, I was super busy with bussing tables and other waitress work. I was constantly running in and out of the kitchen, so I didn't exactly have time to look for any ex-girlfriends. Still, the venue was overflowing with young ladies to an absurd degree. Evidently, Cinderella had pulled some strings with his many connections. What connections, you ask? No clue. Either way, I was extremely grateful. All hail Cinderella! As for Cinderella himself, he was already drunk, sipping wine, and hitting on women. You know, classic Cinderella. Ooh, look at all those lipstick marks all over his cheeks. I'm happy for you, buddy. Just please don't pass out. Anyway, while Cinderella was entertaining the ladies, we had Snow White cover the kitchen. Meanwhile, what of the party's VIP guests? Cinderella, notorious ladies man. Yeah, beat him off with a stick. Honestly, in his route as well, he was a notorious lady man. I am not surprised. He just wants to flirt with everybody, and you know what? All for it, because if he offends someone, I want to see them splash the alcohol in his face.
かぐやんはいあーして
Kagu Bear. That's cute.
あかんって
Our dear Kagu Bear was surrounded by fangirls. I stopped and stared at them for a moment until he noticed me looking and smiled awkwardly. I bit back my resentment and tried not to think about how badly I wanted to be over there feeding my boyfriend instead of them. Deep breaths, T. Deep breaths. Shaking my less than kind thoughts away, I went back to work. The entire purpose of this party was to ferret out Kaguya's exes. Even if Cinderella was the host, Kaguya was the true VIP. To that end, I needed to take a supporting role to keep all the gears turning. And so, glancing at the giddy girls out of the corner of my eye, I cleared away a large pile of plates.
じゃあ私にあんして
Abruptly, I spun around in the opposite direction. On second thought, our objective was to find Kaguya's exes, not add new entries to his list of admirers. Whew, that was close. Almost took my eyes off the prize for a minute there. Oh. Just then I caught sight of a familiar face. I know her. She's the haughty lady who dumped Kaguya at the cafe. Then I heard another voice behind me. It was the girl we bumped into at the shopping district. If Kaguya was the flame, they were the moths. We all froze on the spot to process the situation, but then voices called out from the crowd.
かぐや見つけた
Oh.
かぐやちゃん
This is gonna turn into Persona 5 when you romance all of the girls at the same time and then they all beat your ass. Oh dear, looks like we've got a full house in here. Or apparently Stardew that happens too if you romance multiple people at once. I haven't done it myself, but I'm willing to try. Oh! Hi guys, thanks for the raid! Oh! What's up? Hi everybody! I don't think my sound alert's working. It's supposed to do a sound. I'm so sorry. Hi, welcome! Welcome to the tea party! You came just in time for a confrontation of multiple exes. Hey, what's up, Jelly Bear? Wow, hi everybody! Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm having fun. We're just getting started here. It's a fresh stream and the moon boyfriend is here. We'll see what happens. Hi. Okay. So, just to confirm, all of you have dated Kaguya at some point in the past, correct? Roses are red, your name is T. There is no stream I'd rather see. Aww, Jelly! You're so cute! Trying to woo me. Aww. I hit the wrong button, don't mind me. So cute. We're all here to smooch Moon Husband. You are indeed the poet. This bard has captured my heart, as per their wont. Once the party came to an end, the interrogation began. This was our big chance to rediscover Kaguya's past. And yet...
Kaguya-chan! ちょっと何くっついてんの？
Oh god.
かぐやと付き合っているのは私っていうかかぐやちゃんとか何キモいはああなたこそ何言ってるの彼と付き合ってるのは私だよ
Oh, yikes.
みんな彼女面してるけどかぐやの恋人は私だから
Oh, it really is turning into Scott Pilgrim in here. I'm gonna have to fight them all if I want to keep Kaguya to myself. Oh my god. I can't do this. They're not listening to a word I say. Then again, I guess this does technically answer my question.
モテモテだなあんた
Pot meet kettle, Cinderella. Cinderella was sitting in a chair, smirking at the unfolding carnage. Listen, I would destroy them. Kaguya's mine. Yes. Okay. Next to him sat Snow White, reading a book and occasionally glancing over at us. Both were clearly enjoying the spectacle. Then again, I guess anyone would break out the popcorn in a situation like this. Not much they can really do to rescue him from 4 ex-girlfriends and 1 current girlfriend. Oh, that's such a cute emote! Oh my gosh! Meanwhile, Kaguya stood wordlessly in the center of the crowd. More accurately, his lips were pursed together in a silent smile. Now, everyone, let's all settle down. Being Kaguya's actual girlfriend, note that, ladies, actual girlfriend, afforded me a certain level of confidence. But apparently this confidence struck a nerve with the exes because they turned and fired a full-sight of verbal attacks in my direction.
何よあんたがかぐやのこと誘惑して私から奪ったんでしょ
Let me get the kitchen knife!
一人余裕ぶっちゃって自分だけいい子ちゃんのつもりなんだ
I am, actually.
っていうかあなた誰
Oh! Wow! Thank you for joining! Yay! Thank you, pup. Yes, thank you. Let's get the kitchen knives. We got some slut shamers to take care of. As you can see, they really let me have it. My name is T. Arisu, and I'm Kaguya's current and active and only girlfriend. Nevertheless, I remain calm and composed. Absolutely. Hoping to keep things civil. Unfortunately, this seemed to have the opposite effect. I tried to ignore them as best I could, but they all saw me as the thief who stole their boyfriend by manipulating and seducing him. Yeah, that works. works great. Closing my eyes, I took a deep breath and beat the shit out of all of them, right? Oh, wait. Aha! This tells me exactly where I am on the list. I hold myself back. I wish I could fucking snap at them. But Kaguya's like, if you do one wrong choice, Mr. Wizard shows up and he doesn't bring good news!
みんな聞いてくれ
Oh, Kaguya! Unprompted, Kaguya suddenly shouted over the noise, "He's standing up for himself!" This startled not only me, but everyone in the room, including Cinderella and Snow White. After all, he was normally the quiet type who hardly ever raised his voice. The room fell silent. Then, Kaguya spoke again, more quietly, but still firmly and audibly.
ごめんな僕の彼女はひーさんやから
Ha! Take that! I mean, oh, Kaguya. Or, oh, Kaguya. I was overcome with the desire to hug him on the spot, but I knew doing so would result in an ass kicking. So I followed the social code and balled my hands into fists to brace myself against it.
ひどいよ
Their anger seemed to evaporate, and instead they burst into tears. Now I was starting to feel bad for them.
ごめんな
Kaguya reached out to one of the crying girls and stroked her hair. Excuse me, why are you doing that? But, like, why are you doing that? But, like, why? Clearing my throat, I decided to move this conversation along. Alright, ladies. Since not all of us are on the same page, allow me to explain. This man, Kaguya, has amnesia. At this, the woman burst into an uproar.
嘘なんでかぐや私たちあんなにラブラブだったのに
ねえ私だよ本当に私のこと覚えてないの
かぐやちゃん私のこと忘れちゃったの
Yes, because amnesia picks and chooses exactly who he wants to forget. They closed in on him, screaming and grabbing at him. Oh god, I can only imagine. Yikes. From the looks of things, only the woman who dumped him at the cafe seemed to know about his amnesia. Oh. Surrounded by his exes, Kaguya was still wearing his usual smile, but his complexion was growing paler and paler by the second. Excuse us real quick. I pulled Kaguya away from them and sat him down with Cinderella and Snow White.
何するのよ
Given the direction things are going, I've decided to let Kaguya sit this out. I thought they'd play nice in front of the other guys, but who am I kidding? Girls these days are aggressive, me included.
勝手なこと言わないで
They stormed over to me without even a glance at the men. In response, I positioned myself in front of Kaguya and held both my arms out like a point guard.
どいて私はあなたじゃなく彼に話があるの
I get where you're coming from, but I'm not going anywhere.
なんで
Cinderella, shut the fuck up! As an aside, Cinderella was currently extremely uncomfortable in the middle of this cat fight. I was outnumbered, but before things could get any worse, I was rescued by the great and merciful Snow White.
うるさい
Yes! Soft boy, tell them! Snow does not hold back. He has no filter. He spoke only 2 words, yet his icy gaze froze everyone in its wake. Then, after a moment of silence, he spoke again.
君たちはかぐやをどうしたいの自分のものとして欲しいの彼は君たちの所有物なの
The woman recoiled, all except for the one I thought was the most level-headed, as irony would have it.
そうだよかぐやちゃんは
Oh my
私のものだよ
god!
だってかぐやちゃんは私の言うこと 何でも聞いてくれたもん。
That is not a relationship, darling.
それなら私だって。
Oh my god. Yikes.
私も。
Oh, each of them insisted that they owned Kaguya. Pursing my lips, I balled my hands into fists once more.
へえ。だったら何か証拠はあるの？
Do I bust out the duo diary? Like, here, look, see, we've been exchanging a love diary. It's my proof. He's mine. Get the fuck out.
証拠？
What?
そう。彼が君たちのものだったという
Oh my
証。
god. Fucking Snow, you put them all in their place, please. Beautiful soft boy. I love you. The Snow White crossed his legs, resting his elbow on the table, and stared down at Kaguya with distant, somber eyes.
彼は記憶喪失なんでしょ？何か証拠があるんだったらそれをここに持ってきて。
Oh, also smart. Yes, please, present photographs if you have them.
そんなの
Mm.
ないの？
ある。あるもん。二人の思い出の品。
そう。じゃあ見つけ次第ここに持ってきて。期限は1週間でいいよね。
期限なんてあるの？
あるに決まってるだろ。だいたいすでにあるものを持ってきてもらうわけだから明日にはここに持ってこられるはずだよね。
For once, Snow was actually smiling. Smirking, even. He looks so cute!
まあそれだけではなんだから君たちにもメリットをあげる。
Hmm?
もし君たちの誰かがかぐやは自分のものだという証拠、思い出の品とやらを持ってきてそれを見た彼が記憶を取り戻したなら真の恋人はその人だということになる。
I just had the thought of someone like, here, look, this is a photograph of our first date together. And Kaguya's like, oh, wow, I remember that. Hey, I want to break up. Just, like, yeah, I remember you. Immediately dumps.
それはいい考え。そうすれば恨みも残らない。
そうだね。うん。そうかも。
And so the four of them determined that this was, in fact, a good idea.
君たちもそれでいいでしょ。もともとここに彼女たちを集めたのはかぐやの記憶を取り戻すためだったんだからさ。
It was hard to argue with that statement. Yeah, hey, yeah, I remember being with you and why I hated being with you. In fact, you're the reason I have amnesia. Wow! I hated it so much that my brain repressed the memories just to protect me. Take a little sippy sip of my tea. Haha. As I cleared away all the dirty plates, I rubbed my lower back. I was exhausted, both physically and emotionally. Meanwhile, Cinderella and Snow White were out escorting Kaguya's exes home since it had gotten late. That left me and Kaguya to take care of the cleanup unsupervised. Ooh, well, I'd say unsupervised, but we all know that there's a boy upstairs who would love to barge in.
ひいさん大丈夫？
I love when you call me Puppet. I mean, oh, yeah, I'm fine.
ひいさんは休んでて、あとは僕が全部やっとくわ。
Kaguya took the plates from my hands. It'll get done faster if I help. I grabbed the plates from a different table.
せやけど、ひいさんしんどいやろ？
Oops, sorry. Right back at you. I rolled up my sleeves and got to work washing all those dirty dishes. While Snow was a huge asset during the party, he sure left one heck of a mess back here. I'll wash them, you dry them?
わかったわ。
Once I finished cleaning a plate, I handed it to him, and then he dried it off. For a while, the only sound was the hiss of running water and the clinking of flatware. Good thing we found your exes pretty quick, huh?
せやな。
I glanced at him out of the corner of my eye. A shadow had fallen over his smile. Did anything they say jog your memory at all?
何も。
Alright, I gotta turn down the sound effect sound, because that water is very loud in my ears. It's a very loud faucet. Okay, that's better. Oh, okay, and then it stopped. Okay, well, that sucks. After a moment of silence, I donned a tone of forced cheer. This has all gotten quite complicated, hasn't it? If their keepsakes actually help you remember, then... No. I trailed off. Oh, is it not? Oh, hold on. You know what? I gotta fix it. It's not coming up on here. Hold on. Don't mind this. Oh, there's the cue. Hold on. Hold on. I'm putting it in here. I'm putting it in here just for you. Just for you, Jelly Bear. I'm putting it in. Okay, it should work now. Sorry. Here, let me redeem it for you. Let me just pop that for you.
Yes! Yes! Just so!
There you go. Just for you. Alright. Fixed it. I fixed it. If Kaguya successfully regained his memories as a result, then he would be handed off to some other woman. In my defense, I did mean to put that in earlier before stream, but I got distracted trying to get something else to work and then forgot. So, I'm sorry about that. Frankly, after hearing the way they spoke about him, I got the sense that they hadn't treated him very well at all. Snow White's words echoed in my mind. Is he your toy? Oh, hydrate? Okay, everybody hydrate! Oh, bonk. Hydrate while I get bonked. I drink some tea. I made my favorite iced tea today, so I have a big old pitcher in the fridge. Glug, 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 glug. Mmm. Okay. I should have stood up for him right then and there. I should have told him that Kaguya wasn't a prize to be won. Right? It's been so hot lately. Iced tea is honestly the best. It's the strawberry watermelon iced tea. It's so good. But I didn't, and that was because I gave up on clearing away the gloom in the air and instead spoke quietly. Are you still opposed to getting your memories back?
どないやろな。僕には記憶がないからようわからんわ。でも僕やっぱめっちゃ嫌なやつやったんとちゃうか
Ooh,
な。
103. Oh, yikes. Please keep cool. Drink lots of water. Oh, pup, no! AC out? Oh, gosh. Listen, I can understand that suffrage. Please, guys, make sure you keep cool in this hot weather and drink lots of water. Stay in the shade. If you have to go in the sun, make sure you have sunscreen. It's heckin' bad out there.
あんなぎょうさん女の子と付き合ってたっちゅうことやろ。めっちゃ最低やん。
Maybe you broke up with some of them before you... But before I could finish my sentence, I realized, no, he probably didn't. If he'd ended things properly, these women wouldn't still be so hung up on him. Ooh, supposed to rain? Let's see. Gotcha. I hope it doesn't get, like, too humid or anything from the rain. Not sure where you are, but I hope it doesn't get too humid. I hope the rain actually provides some relief.
こら泣いとったな。僕は多くの人を殺してきた心の持ち主なんかもしれへんな。
Is Kaguya a monster? Oh, I'm supposed to make a save here. Even though this is technically for if I... it's technically for if I go back and do all, like, 12 of his bad endings. But we're not gonna suffer that. Not today, at least. But it says I have to say maybe. I can't just be nice and say, no, of course not. But, I mean, maybe so. I stopped and regarded him with a serious look. But, more than that, I think the person you've hurt the most is probably yourself. He quirked a brow. You think I don't know what you're thinking behind that smile? Trust me, I'm not stupid. Ooh, 101 tomorrow. Yikes, Ola. Hi, Ane! Welcome! You missed Kaguya's, horde of girlfriends showing up to a party, and it wasn't like Scott Pilgrim versus the world at all. I wasn't joking around. Neither was he, of course, but unlike me, he was still smiling faintly.
僕の真意
Kaguya's harem, but not in a fun way. That's very fair. I wonder if Kaguya has a harem ending, only it's not us getting the harem, it's him. But before I could respond, I heard the front door jingle. Sounds like they're back.
せやな。
This marked the end of our conversation. Once upon a time in the looking-glass world, there lived a peculiar young man named Kaguya. He was blessed with mysterious charms such that all the women of the world, rich or poor, fell head over heels for him. Alas, Kaguya suffered from amnesia. He had no clue who he was or how he'd spent his life. In an attempt to restore his lost memories, his caretakers held an extravagant party and gathered all the ladies in town. They were hoping at least one of these women would know about Kaguya, and sure enough, 5 such ladies stayed behind. The 5 women all insisted that Kaguya was their beloved, their property. Each of them begged him to remember their love affair. The caretakers saw this and said to the women, "She who brings the keepsake that successfully revives his memories shall be named his true lover." The 5 women agreed that this was a good plan and promised to bring their keepsakes at a later date. Then they all went home. But in the end, no one knew which keepsake would revive his memories, nor what those memories even were. Ooh, we're actually very close to the ending, guys. We might be able to knock this out today. Well, picking choices-wise, we're close to the ending. We don't know how much dialogue-wise it'll be. That night, I lay in bed, deep in thought. Perhaps some people would find my present predicament irksome. After all, whoever brought forth an item that successfully jogged Kaguya's memory would then be considered his real girlfriend. It was like a contest at a contest at a fair. Step right up, see what you've won. It's a new boyfriend. Admittedly, it was unethical to treat a human being like an object, but on the other hand, at least it made things simple. Yes, this was all a game. The master had issued a challenge, and now it was up to the players to rise to the task for the prize. That kind of game. I squeezed my eyes shut. If this was a game, then I need to think of the optimal strategy. Oh. Just then I heard a knock at my door, so I got up and answered it. Who could it be at this time of night? Please be Kaguya. Please be Kaguya.
俺だけど
Oh, it's Snow. It's Snow! Hi, Snow! Oh, you glow in the darkness of night. Beautiful. It's like I'm Riddick, looking at the aliens in the middle of the eclipse. I opened the door to find the most uncommon visitor standing there.
入ってもいい？
Sure. I stepped back and gestured for him to enter.
失礼します。
What do you need, Snow? It's past your bedtime.
面倒なことになったって思ってる？
Why are you reading my brain? Stop it! そうだね。
嘘だね。
I grinned mirthlessly.
君は彼の記憶を取り戻すには必要な措置だと思っている。俺が言い出さなくても君が提案したさ。
Yeah, maybe so. As he stood there, I pulled out a nearby chair and offered it to him. He gracefully descended onto it, then fixed me with a scrutinizing look.
誰が彼を手に入れるか。明日からは彼をめぐって醜い争いが見られるかもね。
That's really awkward. But yup.
でもそこに君はいない。なぜなら君はまだこのゲームの盤上に上がってすらいない。
I laid my hand on the table and leaned forward slightly, peering into his eyes. That's right. After all, I don't have any keepsake I can offer. I'm not on the same playing field.
彼女たちを使って彼の記憶を取り戻すつもり？
Sonotori! I shot him a wink. No, shoot him the finger guns! You do that all the time! He stared back at me, his eyes icy and clear like a mirror's surface. If I let my guard down, it felt like he might just see right through me. You asked them if Kaguya was their toy. They said yes, and I didn't argue. Wanna know why? Because I knew I was treating them like toys.
君は随分といい性格をしてるね。
Haha. Yeah, I get that a lot. I smiled stiffly.
彼を傷つけることになるかもしれないよ。
This game is really good at hurting me too, you know. Just saying. I mean, yeah.
かぐやが記憶を取り戻したら、かぐやは君の元からいなくなってしまうかもしれない。
Yeah, I kind of expect that too.
なぜなら、君の恋人は記憶のない状態のかぐやだから。
I know. But I'd still prefer that he cured his amnesia. Why do you want Kaguya to regain his memories? I mean, regardless of whether or not we're dating him, I would want him to recover his memories. Having amnesia sucks. Just ask any video game protagonist with amnesia. Because that's what's best for him.
かぐやのため。彼は
Because I love him.
本
Yeah.
当にそれを望んでいるの？
I mean, that's the real reason beneath it all. Even if it was like a stranger and you wanted them to get their memories back anyways, that's a form of love too. At a surface level, no, it's probably not. But what about subconsciously?
真相？
On an instinctual level, I mean.
君は正解を知っている？
Nope, I'm as clueless as they come. But that just means I have room to learn. And I need to know what happened to him before he got amnesia. I need to know his pain and suffering. But most of all, I need to know what it is he truly wants.
それはなぜ？
Because I'm going to heal him.
過ぎたことには手出しできないよ。
Yeah, I know. Oh, hold on a second. Harley, stop licking the carpet. What are you doing licking the floor? I didn't spill any dinner. Stinky. Sorry. She was just licking the carpet like, just no one's business, just going to town like I'd spilled pasta or something. Stinky, I love you. Anyways, yeah, I know. But I might be able to grant his wish, right? See, the thing is, Snow White, all I care about is making sure my beloved is happy.
そこに君は含まれなくても
Yeah. Although, obviously, I'd love it if he did. Or if it did. But, you know. Maybe I'm not on the chessboard just yet, but I'm willing to be turned into a pawn at any time. Then I'll get myself promoted into whatever piece I need to be to win.
たとえ君が死んだとしても
Wait, death is on the board? Wait, I'm sorry, wait, how does death involve in this process? I mean, of course, yep. Ready to die. Let's go.
変わってるね
Yurika really is weird. I mean, but yeah, I get that a lot. I shot him another wink wonk. Wink. The next day marked the start of the keepsake tournament. Princess number 1. The first to turn up was the standoffish one. A bowl?
一緒に過ごした時の茶碗よ。これを見て何か思い出さない？
What, to eat cereal?
思い出されへんな
Kaguya, don't you remember me? I brought your favorite cereal bowl. It even has your favorite spoon.
そんなことない。よく見て。私はどこにも行くあてのないよそ者のあなたを住まわせてあげたでしょ。食事もちゃんと与えてたし、部屋も用意してあげたし、人並みの生活はさせてやったじゃない。それなのにあなたは何も思い出せないっていうの？相変わらず恥知らずなのね。
ごめんな
If there was an option to punch this chick in the face, I would have taken it in a heartbeat. But instead, I held back. It would be all too easy to give in to emotion, but to do so would be no different than giving her ammo to use against me. That said, at the very least, I wanted to say something in his defense, but Snow White stopped me.
一緒に過ごした時の茶碗というからにはその茶碗にまつわる何か思い出話があるんじゃない？
茶碗にまつわる思い出？そんなの特にない。食事も別々だったし、私たちから話すことも彼の方から話しかけることもなかったし。
That doesn't sound like much of a relationship there, bud.
なるほど。邪魔者扱いということか。
邪魔者扱い？そんなひどいことはしてない。ちゃんと自由にさせてあげてた。
でも彼は無視されていたわけだよね。
だってどうしたらいいのかわからなかった。彼は私のもとに現れた異物、本当の家族じゃない。
ならなぜわざわざそんなものを用意してここに現れたの？その茶碗だってかぐやが使っていたかもしれないというだけで本物かどうかもわからない。
そう、こんなもの本当はどうだっていい。
Jesus. Okay, I guess we're cleaning that up then. Thanks. And with that, she threw the bowl away. I busted out the fucking broom.
あなたには保護者が必要でしょ。どうせ私のところにお鉢が回ってくるんだから、あなたはおとなしく従っていればいいの。
That's enough. As she reached out to touch him, I interjected, stopping her short. Her cold eyes slowly turned to me. I stared back, stubbornly, my eyes narrowed.
君はこの鉢を捨てた。その時点で君には二度とお鉢は回ってこない。
Wow, nice turn of phrase. Princess number 2. The next to visit was the haughty woman who had struck Kaguya in the cafe.
かぐやはね、私の言うことなら何でも聞いてくれたわ。料理も洗濯も掃除も店の手伝いもしてくれたし。
You had him work for you?
あら、当たり前じゃない。ただで置いておくわけないでしょ。いるだけで金がかかるんだから、少しは役に立ってもらわないと困る。
I see. I didn't agree with it, but I could at least see where she was coming from. No one was obligated to take care of some guy they weren't related to. So, in exchange for those human necessities, she put him to work like a live-in assistant. Frankly, it wasn't all that different from his current situation with us.
なんだよ。
It's nothing.
でも彼ったら、こっちの気も知らずに勝手な行動ばかりして、よくイライラさせられたわ。
What sort of trouble?
買い物に行かせたら、頼んだ品と違うものを買ってきたり、余計なものまで買ってきたり。それによく家からいなくなったわ。困ったもんよね。勝手に出ていく方はいいかもしれないけど、こっちはその度に連れ戻して、おまけにそのことで世間に噂されて。
I was tired of listening to her complain, so I decided to keep the conversation moving. So, is that your keepsake?
そうよ。
It was what I believe to be a branch laden with peaches made out of fake crystal.
お、ガラス細工か。
Of course, Mr. Glass Boy. Cinderella leaned forward curiously. He was a big fan of all things glass.
これはね、彼が私にプレゼントしてくれた思い出の品なの。これを見たとき、今まで苦しんできたのが嘘みたいにすっきり落ち着いたわ。ああ、すべては私のためにしてくれたんだ。彼はそれほどまでに私を愛しているんだって。
She spoke with an enraptured expression on her face.
かぐや、あなたは私を愛してるの。だからあなたは私のもの。今までのことはすべて許してあげる。だか
僕
Oops,
は
sorry.
ってこれ、昔俺が作ったやつじゃねえか。
え？
懐かしいな。これ作るの大変だったんだぜ。
嘘よ嘘。こんなの素人が作れるわけないじゃない。
嘘って言われてもな。なんなら俺のコレクション見てみるか。ああ、ついでになくなってねえか確認しねえとな。
Cinderella smirked.
そんなことあるわけないでしょ。
Oh,
これは私がその辺で買った。
fabricating evidence! And that was the moment she realized she fucked up. She had dug her own grave.
つまり偽物ということだね。
Trying to take advantage of a boy because he can't remember what he did or didn't do. Fake is the crystal it's made of.
Such devastation!
I love that stuff bit. Thank you. Thank you, Papa. That was great. Kaguya, does this item remind you of anything? Sorry, I'll be serious in a second.
だよな。そもそもこれに思い出なんてねえんだからな。
Cinderella snorted.
どうしてよ。
Wah! Having lost her temper, the woman grabbed at Kaguya. No violence! Together, Cinderella and I pulled her away from him, and then we sprayed her with a squirt bottle. Bad! Bad ex-girlfriend! Bad!
こっちだっていろいろ我慢してるのに勝手な行動されたら迷惑なのよ。突然姿を見せたくなったりして嫌がらせのつもり。
No
こっちだって手を
abuse.
挙げたくなる
Bad ex-girlfriend. Shoot.
もういい。あんたなんていらない。どこにでも好きなところに行けばいいじゃない。
And so the woman stormed out of the cafe, her face beet red.
相変わらずおっかねえ姉ちゃんだな。
I feel like the one who calls him Kagu Bear is gonna be the biggest problem of them all. So good, pup. Princess number 3. The third one to visit was the small, cutesy girl. Well, with her big puppy dog eyes, she showed us her keepsake. That's... The instant I laid eyes on it, I was stunned. In her hands was a tiny scrap of fabric, burned to a crisp. A big chunk of ash or something?
違うもん。
Just to humor her, I gave it another once over. I'm pretty sure that's just a big chunk of ash.
これはかぐやちゃんが私のところにいた時に着てた衣だよ。
So you threw it in the fire when he disappeared and didn't come back? Biting back the urge to reply with, "Whatever you say, hon," instead I asked, "Then why is it charred black?"
家が火事にあってその時に
Yes, a fire that you threw it into, correct? I'm sorry to hear that.
うんでも今はすごく幸せだよ。かぐやちゃんはどう？
ごめん、何も思い出されへんわ。
そうなんだ。
When Kaguya shook his head, she seemed sort of relieved. Something about it felt off to me, so I questioned her further. So, what was it like having Kaguya live with you?
かぐやちゃんはいつもニコニコしてて、可愛い可愛いってみんなにチヤホヤされて、すごく大切にされてて。
So, he was cuter than you. They still loved you, but not as much as Kaguya, isn't that right? At this, the girl snapped.
違うもん。私の方が可愛いに決まってる。確かにかぐやちゃんは可愛いけど、でもそれは本当に可愛いんじゃなくて、
Oh my god.
可哀想なんだよ。
You are all
偽
terrible
物の可愛い
people.
なんだよ。なのに、それなのに、本当に可愛い私が可哀想になるのはおかしいよ。
Probably because you have a rotten interior. Goodness gracious, girl. Gotta introduce some positivity into your life, because that's all negative right there. Ah, I see. So you were burning with jealousy. Was that jealousy perhaps what burned Kaguya's robe? At this, her complexion turned green with envy. And those flames consumed the keepsake of Yurika. Yurika and I have same brain cell. Same brain cell.
そうだよ。いつも引き立て役にされて、いい面の皮だったよ。みんなの可愛い可愛いかぐやちゃんはいつも笑顔でいたけど、本当はそうじゃないって私は知ってた。
I'm confused. Don't you guys actually want Kaguya back? That's why you're participating in this? Because you're all just kind of like being assholes to him.
だから私はこの偽善者の面の皮を剥いでやろうと思ったの。
Jesus.
ねえ、かぐやちゃん。
Why would he want to come back to your house of abuse? Excuse me.
今度はね、大丈夫。みんなあなたのこと知ってるから。私があなたがどんな人なのか教えてあげたの。だからね、
What the
今
fuck?
度はかぐやちゃんが私に焼き餅を焼く番だよ。
I know I said that she was gonna be the worst, but what the actual fuck? Excuse me, tiny person, tiny child, horrible, abusive fuck. Get the hell out of my cafe. What the shit?
嫉妬に焼かれた時点で思い出の品は贋作と同じ。
Holy fuck.
その証拠に君はかぐやの記憶を取り戻せなかった。帰れ。
Yeah, what Snow said. Jesus, holy crap. Alright, well, let's see what Princess number 4 has up her sleeve. The fourth visitor was a fashionable girl we met in the shopping district.
これこれ、翡翠のネックレス。思い出した？
Bye, Felicia.
もっとしっかり見てよ。
She was flippant in both tone and attitude, but Kaguya treated her kindly nonetheless.
ごめんな。よければこれにどんな思い出があるか教えてくれへん？
昔から君は変わらないね。思い出ならいっぱいあるよ。この翡翠のネックレスはね、私が湖に落としたって言って探させてたの。
探させてた。
そう。だって君は頼めば何でもやってくれるんだもの。だから、ある日みんなで試したの。彼はどこまで言うことを聞いてくれるんだろうって。
Anything we asked? Like, there's someone else involved more than just you and Kaguya in this memory?
ある日、私たちは彼に言った。
Or is she like using the
大
royal
切なものを
we?
なくしたから一緒に探してほしいって。もちろんそんなものは見つからないに決まってる。だって別になくしてなんてなかったも
Why
ん。
are these people all terrible to Kaguya? What the hell?
でもね、彼ってば私たちの嘘に気づかず、土砂降りの雨が降っても探し続けて、おまけにそのせいで病気になっちゃった。
What the fuck? Honestly, this just sounds like he just went from bully house to bully house. Even Kaguya's like, what the shit?
ねえ
What the hell?
思い出してくれた？私たちのところに戻っておいでよ。
You don't deserve to have a significant other. Get out of here.
私たちを笑わせて。
You can't treat someone like that when they're giving you love and affection. Like, you can't treat people like that.
ごめん。
なんで？
Why the fuck do you think not? Why don't you go look in the lake for a necklace that isn't there for like 3 days and see how you feel?
最後にもう一つ尋ねてもええかな。結局僕は何も持ち帰らずに君の元に帰ってきたっちゅうことやんな。
His voice began to falter, so I stepped in. They set you up to fail. Whether you looked or not, the outcome was always going to be the same. Kaguya hung his head in defeat, so I decided to let Snow White make the final call. What do you think, boss? I think I need to get the kitchen knife. Going after all these girlfriends. Should have done it the night before.
帰って。
You heard the man. Don't let the door hit you or the dog should have bit ya! And so a week flew by. That was depressing as fuck. Thank you, pup. I needed those knives. Yeah, honestly. Kaguya, I crave violence against your exes. Okay. Though the four princesses utilized their cunning, wealth, and influence, all of their strategies ended in failure. Whether they realized Kaguya would... That was a good call. That's a good way to lift the mood. Thank you. When they realized Kaguya would never be theirs, they hurled insults at him and stormed out. Going chicken on those exes. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody grab your weapons. We're getting some revenge for Kaguya tonight. As for the fifth princess, well, I'm sure exhausted in more ways than one.
まあな。
What a total bust. That night, we stood in the empty dining hall, talking about the events of the past week.
しかしひってえよな。あれだけかぐやは自分のものだとか主張してたのに、
No one
いざ
deserves that.
思い出せなかったら恩知らずだとか最低だとか勝手なこと言って去ってくんだから、女ってすげえよ。
Indeed, the women had all written Kaguya off the moment he failed to remember them. Their final parting words to him were, "After everything I did for you, why won't you do what I tell you?" Yikes. In the end, they only cared about what he could offer them. Right? Gonna bat. Someone's gonna suffer. Meanwhile, Kaguya stared into space. Kaguya?
どうしたん？
Nothing.
ま、気にすんなって。記憶くらいなくたってこうしてなんとかやってけてるじゃねえか。
Cinderella put an arm around Kaguya's shoulders to cheer him up.
なんなら俺がもっといい女を紹介して。
Did I give him a look? Is that what happened? Did I pick up the kitchen knife at last? Excuse me?
まあ、お前にはここにいい女がいるよね。
That's right, you back the fuck off, Cindy. Cinderella just fucking bolted. He was like, nope, never mind, not getting involved with that, later. Cinderella took one look at me and hurried back to his room. I let out a sigh. Both Cinderella and Snow White had taken pity on Kaguya and tried to help him. But as for Kaguya himself... His home! His people! They call to him! Kaguya started to lose himself in thought with growing frequency. He really did Roadrunner out of there. Whenever the winter night sky was clear, he'd wander outside and stare up at the moon. What is it with you and the moon? I stood beside him, partially to keep him company and partly to keep him from vanishing altogether. Over time, the moon was shifting into a waxing crescent to a proper full moon.
なんもあらへんよ。
I see. Oh, I wonder if Kaguya's memories have to do with the moon. So because it was like a new moon, he lost his memories, and as it gets to full, he starts to remember. And then the moon calls him back, and I grab him by his pants, and I pull him back down like, no! You're not leaving me! That's my prediction. Well, you shouldn't be wandering around outside this late at night. We're all really worried about you. Why don't we go back home?
家に？
Yeah. Or is there somewhere specific you want to go? I'll come with you. At this question, he lifted his head and gazed at the sky once more. He wants to go to the moon! You gay or straight or gay? Who cares? I'm not gonna get with you. You're too... to him in a relationship with the moon. My boyfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy. Why do you say that? I don't think it's rough. I get to see him every night. Up there in the sky. Oh, beautiful. His eyes were always fixated firmly on the moon. The one place I couldn't go. Unless I wore a spacesuit, because there's no air up there.
お月さんにはうさぎさんがおるんやったっけ？
Yeah.
前に話したこと覚えとる？うさぎさんは耳が長くてどんなに遠くの声でも聞こえるんやって話。
Yeah, I remember.
ひいさんは どんな声でも聞こえるウサギさんは自分自身にも絶望してしまうちゅうてたけど、あれ少し言っちゃうと思うね。ウサギさんは最初から世の中に絶望してるから、どんなに遠くの声でも聞こえてしまうんや。せやからウサギさんはお月さんに憧れる。月を見ると世の中が心細くしみじみと悲しく感じられる。あの月の都の人は華やかで美しくて老いることはない、思い悩むこともない理想郷やからな。
Schizophrenia. I mean, that's also fair. I knew painfully well just what he meant.
ウサギさんは月に帰りたい。
It was his deepest, most desperate desire.
いろいろ考えたけど、僕はな、ヒーさん、あの子らの言い分が正しいと思う。
They might be right about what?
僕みたいなおそらく普通ではない人を置いてくれただけでも、ほんまはめちゃくちゃ感謝せなあかんことや。
No, that's the abuse and mental trauma talking.
僕は何も持ってない。ちょっと物珍しいだけで、大した器量でもないし才能もない。あの子らが僕に執着してたんも、僕があの子らにとって都合がいいからであって。ああ、ヒーさん、君もあの子らみたいに僕を。いや、なんでもない。ごめんな、変なこと言うて。
Comfort him.
気に障った。
Pat him on the head. Hold his hand. I mean, no, I'm fine. Like I said before, I'm stronger than you think. You can get a little rough with me. I won't break. Now, let's go home. I took his hand and proceeded to drag him back to the cafe. Forcefully. He's not leaving.
ヒーさん、こんにちは。
It's so cute. Look, his bunny got better. I got another bunny.
このところ何かとヒーさんを心配させてしまってるようなので、明るい話題でも書きたいと思います。今日いつもお店に来てくれるおじいさんが最近ヒーさんの姿が見えなくて寂しいと言っていました。おじいさんが言うには、ヒーさんは若い頃のおばあさんによく似ているそうです。特に笑った顔が好きなんだと彼氏の前あっちゅうのにのろけられました。
It's cute.
ヒーさん、めっちゃモテモテやな。おじいさんと話してるとき、僕は君と初めて会うた時のことを思い出していました。僕が君を初めて見たとき、君は明るく他人と接していて、笑顔が可愛い子だなって思いました。
No, and I quote, you said I was a fit bird.
ヒーさん、君はみんなから好かれています。ヒーさん、君は付き合い始めの頃に、これから一緒にお話をしたり触れ合ったり思い出を積み重ねていくうちに、この思いが本当の恋なのか知ることができると言いました。それは今も同じなのでしょうか。今も君は僕のことを知りたいと思ってくれているのでしょうか。ヒーさん。 君は僕に付き合ってくれるんですか？
Oh, you can see his doubt starting to seep in.
いらっしゃいませ。2名様ですね。お席はこちらになります。
The more Kaguya withdrew into himself, the more obsessed I became in turn, thinking about him at all hours of the day and night. Uh-oh. Then one day, is this gonna end with me being yandere and using the kitchen knife in a not fun way against my love? Sorry, then one day, ouch! I wasn't paying attention. I got distracted while cooking and accidentally cut my left index finger with the chef's knife. Oh boy. Watching the blood seep out from the cut, I was contemplating what to do when Kaguya walked over from the dining hall with impeccable timing.
ひーさん、ダージリン2つとチェダーチーズケーキ、アップルクランブルを。
No. Oh, hi Kaguya. But before I could ask permission to step away from my post to patch myself up... Oh. Uh-oh. Kaguya? Kaguya stumbled backwards, his face white as a sheet. His elbow bumped a bowl, which went clattering to the floor. Kaguya? Did I trigger him? Oh no. Honey? Are you okay? Do you not like blood? Tilting my head, I blinked at him, then realized he was staring directly at my finger. At the blood. Meanwhile, the bowl, which I'd been using to rest my dough, had now splattered its contents all over the floor.
おい、どうしたよ。
Cinderella peeked in, summoned by the commotion.
怪我か。
Just a cut. Yeah, a little. As soon as he took in the situation, he immediately he immediately figured out what was going on, and he walked out. I'm distracted by Kaguya that I'm not reading. Anyways. What?
注文はって聞いてんだよ。
Oh, right. Two darlings, one cheddar cheesecake, one apple crumble for table 3.
了解。
And he said about brewing the tea without another word. Cinderella?
ここは俺がやっとくから、あんたらは怪我の手当てをしてこい。できるな、かぐや。
He doesn't look okay, dude.
はい。
Did that remind him of something? Oh no. Did we remind him of why he trigger warning self-harmed in the past? Arriving at my room, Kaguya wrapped my finger in the handkerchief I gave him.
痛い。
Nah.
嘘やな。傷つけて。痛くないわけあらへんやん。
And so Kaguya silently administered first aid. He was quite skilled at it, as if he'd done it all countless times before. I need to turn on my light. It's very dark in the room and the screen is bright and it's hurting my eyeballs. I need light. Okay. Oh, there goes my chair. Okay. I can see.
ほんまはちゃんと病院に行った方がええんやけどな。
For this tiny little cut? Nah, it'll heal up in no time. He averted his gaze and I looked down at his left hand, where dozens of faint pink lines ran across his wrist. Across his wrist. I put the T in the wrong place. They were all centered on the same section of his arm, like an emblem of his suffering. But unlike the little nick on my finger, those scars weren't going to heal in an instant. Either they would fade with time, or quite possibly they would remain for the rest of his life.
ひいさん、 僕は君のために何をしたらええかな。
Where did that come from? He didn't answer. That's the kind of question you have to ask yourself.
僕は
Yeah. What is it you want to do for me?
僕は
What do you want to do, Kaguya? If the answer is nothing, then I don't really need you to do anything.
せやけど何もせんちゅうわけにはいかへん。
I wanted to ask because you feel like you haven't earned the right to be here, but I held my tongue. In that case, I'll do something for you. I'll hug you. Still seated on the bed, I pulled Kaguya into my arms. His breath brushed against my hair, and my heart welled with an indescribable affection.
僕は君にもらってばっかやな。
Oh, the binaural audio. I feel like I am holding him in my arms. He's nuzzled his forehead against me, and it tickled slightly. Damn right. I'm your girlfriend, remember?
恋人
That's right. I'm the girl you're meant to hug and hold hands with. Yes, hold my hand. Hold it. Please.
恋人はこうして傷をつけるもの。
As he spoke, he held up my hand and kissed the cut. Hurting yourself sure isn't fun, is it? Can you feel my pain?
わかるよ。
So soft. That night, we stepped out to go for a walk. As hard as I tried to keep Kaguya from looking at the moon, it never seemed to stick.
今日も月が綺麗やな。
Yep. His face and profile glowed beneath the moonlight. Beautiful, fragile, but most of all, melancholy.
なあ、ひいさん。僕は人やない。ほんまはあの月の都の人なんやと思う。
Is it so? No, color me surprised. Wow. I didn't expect that at all. I mean, what?
って言ったらどうする？
I would react as I just did. I would not be surprised at all if he was a moon dweller. Come on. Strangely enough, it was the same thing he said to me in that dream I had. How would I react if Kaguya was a moon dweller? I'd keep him on Earth! Do you remember the conversation we had a while back? I'd do everything in my power to keep you with me. I won't let anyone take you away. I'll fight every single moon dweller if I have to. Moon dwellers are beautiful, opulent people who never grow old and never have problems. Think about it. Can you really say that counts as true happiness?
それは
He hesitated and looked away, but as I was waiting for him to find his answer, all of a sudden something yanked my hair and I came to a stop. What? Confused, I turned to find my hair had gotten caught in a tree branch. Okay. I was like, who's fucking running up behind me and yanking my hair? What child is this?
どうしたん？
My hair.
ひいさんは案外手のかかる子やな。
Sorry. He laughed and shook his head at me. I already
じっ
said
と
sorry.
しててな。
Okay. He reached out and started to untangle my hair from the branch. Okay.
ほら、取れた。
Thank you.
僕がいなかったら、ひいさんは今頃動けんままやったんかな。
That and crying like a baby, probably.
僕がいてよかった。
Yeah.
そっか。なら、
Mm-hmm.
かぐやくん
Oh. Oba-chan. Just then, a voice called out from behind. Gasp! I whirled around to find a woman standing there, but this time it wasn't one of his exes.
あ、やっぱりかぐやくんだわ。少し大人っぽくなってたけど、すぐわかったわよ。元気そうでよかったわ。みんな、あなたのこと心配してたのよ。
Oh, guilty about what? Is this
昔
it?
あんなことがあったでしょ。
Are we gonna discover the past?
あなたが今もそのことで気に病んでいないかって。
The moment she laid eyes on him, the woman smiled and started to speak fondly of the past. His past. Pardon me, but... As Kaguya hesitated, I decided to speak up on his behalf.
ごめんなさいね。お話中のところに。
Oh, no, it's fine. So, how do you know Kaguya?
え？そうよ。かぐやくん、うちの施設にいたことがあって、その時にね。
Oh. Where was that?
ええ。なよたけの家っていう児童養護施設なんだけど。
An orphanage? She pressed a hand over her mouth in an oops gesture.
あら、やだ。もしかして私余計なこと言っちゃったかしら。
Kaguya. I looked at Kaguya to gauge his reaction and found him grimacing with a hand clutching his forehead. Oh. Uh-oh. Baby? Kaguya? Uh-oh, 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 it's all happening at once. Oh, he staggered sideways and collapsed on the spot. Kaguya? I slid an arm around his shoulders and helped him into a sitting position. Clutching his head, Kaguya started to sweat bullets, his complexion ashen. And then... Oh, uh-oh. Kaguya? Oh my god. What do we do? Guys? Kaguya, snap out of it, please! You're freaking me out, bro. Kaguya? Oh, Jesus. What are you remembering? Jesus, okay, all at once he broke down. Nothing I said or did got through to him. He simply smacked my hands away and screamed to drown out whatever I said. Then, eventually, he lost consciousness completely. Holy fuck. I hope we didn't give the old lady a heart attack, Jesus. Why wasn't I good enough? What did I do to upset them? What did I do to disappoint them? What did I do to make them so miserable? What was I supposed to do? Oh, Jesus. That startled me. Even if I knew it was an impossible task, I still couldn't say no. After all, if I said no, they'd decide I was useless. I was scared. Scared of getting yelled at, of getting punched, of being ignored, of being treated like a burden. All of it. I spent my whole life reading people. I spent my whole life smiling. But in the end, I couldn't accomplish a single one of their impossible tasks. So they abandoned me. I had nowhere to belong. No one wanted me. Then, one day, she told me that this world was tainted. So why not fly like a bird across the ocean to someplace far, far away? Oh, I forgot to plug in my
Wi-Fi. I guess the signal's okay for now. Yeah, according to the woman who used to work there, after Kaguya lost his parents, he got shuffled around from relative to relative until he ended up at their facility. She said he was always cheerful and well behaved, never complained, never threw a tantrum.
今と印象変わんねえな。
それがなんでこんなことに？
No idea. Apparently he didn't have these symptoms when he lived there. But at some point after he moved in, there was an incident.
事件？
One of the orphan girls jumped off the roof and took her own life. Oh, Jesus. And he witnessed the whole thing. Obviously, he wasn't the one who pushed her off or anything like that. But the girl was a close friend of his, so her death was extremely traumatic for him. He started rejecting food and water until he was nothing but skin and bones. But sometime afterwards, Kaguya left the orphanage, and the woman didn't know what happened to him after that.
そうか。
I imagine all those things added up to the point that Kaguya's brain wanted to forget.
自分が壊れてしまわないように、自分の体を、心を守るために忘れてしまった。
Yeah.
忘れたいほどの記憶なら、このまま忘れさせてやった方がいいだろう。俺は別にいいぞ。どこにも居場所がないってんなら、ここに置いてやっても。元から部屋は余ってたし、働きぶりもいいしな。
I don't think it's a good idea to keep him here in his current state.
はあ？なんでだよ。最初の頃はここに置けってうるさいくらい言ってたくせに。
It's not that. I don't think he wants to be here. He's going to leave sooner or later. See, I kind of figured it out. I realize why he looks at the moon and why it makes him sad. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Granny is the girlfriend now, apparently. Rules of the tournament. From his point of view, the world is tainted. Being here makes him lonely and miserable. So he yearns to go to the moon.
究極の逃避先だな。好きだなんて何もねえとこに行ったって面白いことなんかねえだろ。気持ちはわかんねえことないけどな。ま、いいや。なんか必要なもんがあれば言えよ。用意はしてやる。
Okay. Thank you, Cinderella. And with that, the two of them left my room. I stepped into Kaguya's room and sat down beside him. This was my first time seeing him asleep. The expression on his face was perfectly peaceful, as though his earlier traumatic episode had never happened. I reached out and gently stroked his bangs. It was rare to see him without a smile plastered on his face. Only when he was asleep was he able to lower that shield. All this time, he never let anyone see the real him. I couldn't even begin to imagine how lonely he must have been. Snow, I'm not sure of. Because we haven't gotten to Snow's route yet. But Cinderella did have... All these boys have trauma. All of them. They all have trauma. Some of them are worse than others, but they all do have trauma. So yes, Cindy has trauma, and I suspect Snow also has trauma. We'll see to what extent. But yes, they all do. They all need healing. And therapy. Lots of therapy. Maybe alcohol too. We'll see. I knew these things, yet I forced that pain on him. The truth of the matter was, he never really wanted to remember. My gaze drifted to the exchange diary on his desk. I lifted myself up slightly and grabbed it, then sat back down and opened it. Yeah.
ひいさん、こんにちは。この頃、日記を読み返すのが癖になってしまいました。日記を読み返してみると、この日に何があったのか思い出されて、とても楽しい気持ちになります。ひいさんに合わせて始めた日記ですが、今では僕の方が心待ちにしているようです。文章って不思議ですね。同じ言葉を交わすのでも、会話と違って相手の顔を見なくても成立します。だからこそ、偽ることも簡単で、限られた言葉の中で相手の心情を読み取るのは難しくて、君がこの時どういう思いで書いたんだろうと想像するのがなんだか新鮮で面白いです。君が言う通り、僕は他人の言葉に少しだけ敏感です。それは僕が人の顔色を伺っているからです。僕はこの人は今何を思っているのか、その人の放つ雰囲気や表情から読み取ることができます。でも文章にはそれがありません。ひいさんの文章を見ていると、いつも笑っている姿が思い出されます。僕の予想は当たっていますか？あと、読み返していて思うのは、ひいさんと出会ってからすごく月日が経ったように感じますが、実際はそんなこともないということでしょうか。君と出会っていろいろなことがあったせいか、なんだか長い間一緒にいる気がします。僕は記憶喪失やねんけどな。これからもできれば君とこうしてやり取りをしたいと願ってしまうのは僕のわがままでしょうか。
The letters do definitely kind of help me make sure that I know where his lines end.
こんにちは。いつも心配かけてしまってごめんなさい。僕がひいさんにしてほしいことはありません。いつもひいさんにはよくしてもらっているので、いろいろと悪いなって思ってます。僕にできることは、君より少し早起きして、仕事を先に終わらせることです。
Just cheating.
でも、それをすると、今度はひいさんの役目を僕が奪うことになってしまうんですよね。
Exactly.
なんだかすごく難しいです。僕は何もお返しできていません。僕は君のために何ができるのか、今一番の悩みです。ひいさん、こんにちは。今日も記憶のない僕のためにいろいろと動いてくれてありがとう。朝も昼も働いてるのに、夜まで僕のために時間を使ってくれてごめんなさい。僕のことはいいから無理はしないで、自分のことを気にしてください。僕は大丈夫です。 僕のせいで辛い思いをさせてごめんなさい。
Just say you are what I care about most in this world, so repay me by taking care of yourself. Yeah, honestly, that'd be such a good thing to tell Kaguya. I think he really needs to hear something like that.
僕は君の彼氏なのに、君のことを傷つけてばかりいますね。好きな人が他の人と仲良くしているのを見るのはあまり嬉しくないことなのだと僕も分かっているつもりです。記憶のない僕が言っても信じてもらえないかもしれないけど、君のことを好きだという気持ちは本当です。
Kaguya.
他の女の子も女の子みんな可愛いと思ってるけど、ひーさんが一番可愛いしめっちゃ好きです。ただこの頃思うのは、もし本当に記憶を取り戻したらこの気持ちはどうなってしまうんだろうということです。僕は消えても構いません。ただひーさん、君のことだけが気がかりです。
Over the course of many entries, Kaguya had written, "I'm sorry," countless times. Every apology from him made my chest tighten. I picked up a pen and started to recount my feelings on the paper. And by the time I finished writing, Kaguya's dark lashes started to flutter. So I closed the diary and put it back where I found it.
ひーさん、あれ、僕。
Back in the waking world, Kaguya slowly opened his eyes. Oh, Kaguya, thank goodness. His eyes were empty and unseeing at first, but then they gradually regained their light.
僕は。ああ、せや。確か、僕を知ってるっちゅうおばちゃんが現れて、そんでその人が話してるうちに頭が痛くなって。
Oof, brain instincts kicked in and resuppressed the memories, apparently.
思い出そうとしたんやけどな。あかんかったわ。
Kaguya's lips curled in their usual smile. Likewise, I donned a false smile of my own. As he lay there, I leaned in and drew my lips to his ear. You don't have to smile anymore. I gently laid a hand over Kaguya's eyes and pressed my lips to his. Only a few weeks had passed since I first met him and agreed to be his girlfriend, and only now had I come to understand him as a person. Oh. After that, I stayed at his bedside at all times to care for him. Kaguya, open wide! I blew on a spoonful of piping hot porridge, then brought it to his lips.
なんかめっちゃはずいな。
Open wide! Here comes the airplane! Oh, shush. I'm your girlfriend, so just let me. And with that, I slid the porridge into his mouth. Because I knew if I didn't do this, Kaguya wouldn't eat. Period.
めっちゃうまい。さすがひーさんやな。
Though I told him he didn't have to smile, he showed no signs of stopping. But I didn't press him on it. Instead, I decided to let him be. I needed to make all the right moves at all the right times, or else checkmate was imminent. Hence why we're referring to a walkthrough, because that's happened to me several times already. Ow, my elbow. As my gaze drifted from Kaguya to the exchange diary, he perked up.
それな、ごめんな、僕が止めて。しばらくの間、僕が預かっててもええかな。
Oh, I don't don't mind. Feel free to write back whenever you want.
ごめんな。
For what?
いや、ひいさんに迷惑ばかりかけとるなあ思て。
What trouble? Me blowing on your porridge for you? That's no trouble at all. If anything, I'm actually enjoying it. He laughed weakly.
そうやなくて、よそもんがここに置かせてもらってるんやから、なんかせなあかんやろ。
My smile faded. His did not. Fighting to keep my voice level, I asked, "Do you have your memories back?"
いや、
Okay then. To tell the truth, there were times I suspected he might remember more than he was letting on. Granted, even if he didn't, after talking to those 5 women, it was obvious that obvious what happened to him and how he felt about it. He was emotionally devastated, and it was having adverse effects on his physical health. And I was the one who orchestrated it all. I shut my eyes for a moment, then opened them once more. Dating is kinda weird, huh?
Huh?
His eyes widened slightly in surprise. I mean, the concept in general. We're 2 total strangers. All that connects us is physical and emotional attraction. We have no blood ties, and yet it feels like we're almost family, don't you think? I decided to keep going. Kaguya, who am I to you?
恋人やな。
Sonotori. I shot him the finger guns. Which means it's okay to lean on me when you need to. It's okay to ask for help. You're allowed to have needs. I'm your girlfriend. That's what I'm here for. I smiled at him and he smiled back, but I could tell it was fake. I would do anything, whatever it took, to heal him. I just didn't know what he needed.
かぐやの具合はどうだ？
As I cleared away the dishes, a voice called out to me from behind. Oh, hi, Cinderella. I toweled off my hands and turned to face him. He's not out of the woods quite yet. He insists he's fine, but he gets massive headaches whenever he stands or sits upright. The problem is, he keeps trying to do it anyway, which worries me. He seems to think he owes us some kind of labor in order to deserve to live here.
そっか。
Cinderella, was I wrong to do this? I wanted him to get his memories back, and as a result, I hurt him. I say I'm acting in his best interest, and yet I'm only making him suffer. Am I just arrogant?
さあな。俺はあいつじゃねえからわかんねえよ。
Right.
ま、あんま気合い入れすぎて倒れんなよ。
He patted me on the head. Pat, pat. I won't. Thanks. I heard the creak of the floorboards and looked up to find Kaguya standing on the stairs. Oh. Kaguya, you shouldn't be out of bed. I rushed over to his side, but he moved away.
平気やって。
Then he awkwardly averted his gaze. Huh?
おい、無理すんなって。具合悪いんなら寝とけよ。
Cinderella walked up beside me. Kaguya met his gaze and stared back fixedly.
シンデレラさんはほんまええ男やな。
はあ？いや、まあそりゃそうだけど。なんだよ突然。
It was an invitation for Kaguya to continue the conversation, yet he made no attempts to do so. He was smiling, but the light in his eyes was wavering, like he had something more he wanted to say. How will you react to his behavior? Oh, I'm supposed to make another save file. Hold on. Literally, if I pick one thing wrong, Mr. Wizard's gonna show up and he's gonna punch me in the face, so... Some people in chat can attest to that because it happened very frequently at the start of Kaguya's route. I picked nearly every single answer wrong and it was a bad time. So we're using a walkthrough, so we're not here for 30 years. Cinderella. I grabbed his arm. Aw, Cinderella! What was I doing, you ask? Kaguya's behavior towards Cinderella had given me a new hypothesis, and now, well, I was testing it. Cinderella seemed to intuit what I was angling for. His expression softened, and he put a hand on my head. Aw, are we making the boy jelly? Just then. Ooh, he's jealous. Oh my god. Kaguya grabbed Cinderella's wrist and pulled his hand away from me. Kaguya? He gasped and whirled back to face me. His expression slowly twisted into a pained grimace. His usual smile was gone, and now the true Kaguya was unmasked. No, bro. It's okay. Listen. It's okay. Let it out. That's what we were trying to get out of you anyway. Listen, if Kaguya, like, at the very last minute in his route took a sharp left turn into Yandere Town, I would probably lose my shit. Likely not gonna happen, but listen. In one parallel universe, that is what occurs. And I want to be in that one. I want to be in that timeline. Okay. He quickly tried to smooth things over, but he seemed genuinely confused at his own emotional outburst, because his smile was stiff and awkward.
Yeah.
I donned a smiling mask of my own to conceal my true intentions. You don't look well. I think you need to rest. I grabbed him by the arm insistently. I'll take you back to your room now.
せやな。ほんならお願いするわ。シンデレラさん。
Oh.
すんません。
He inclined his head slightly, but his voice was tingled with the faintest hint of joy. Or tinged, sorry. Tingled, tinged. I can read. Aren't you sleepy? When we arrived back at Kaguya's room, we sat down side by side on the bed. Kaguya's hand was gently resting on mine.
シンデレラさんってええ人やな。かっこよくて気前もええし気遣いもできるし。
Yeah, Cinderella's a pretty great guy. What brought this on?
いや、別に。
The warmth of his hand was swiftly replaced by empty air. I took that as my cue to rise to my feet.
ヒーさん。
I glanced back, and our eyes met. Yes?
いや。
Oh, okay. Well, let me know if you need anything.
わかったわ。
Whew. Out in the hall, I let out a breath. Just then, I heard the door open one room down. Then I saw dirty dishes slide out from the gap and... What are you doing? It's my boy! I pulled the door open further and Alice fell flat on his face. Oops, sorry. Get ready for the verbal abuse. I crouched down to help him up. And here it comes. Ow! He leapt to his feet and karate chopped me as hard as he could. You don't have to hit me that hard, you jerk. I'm a fragile flower. Not cool, Alice. Grumbling, I clutched my throbbing head.
君はまた懲りずに被害者気取りか。いい加減自分は加害者であることを理解するんだな、このアホンだな。
Dunderhead? Sometimes he whips out really vintage insults.
まったく君は性格が悪い。扉が開かれるのを見たとき、君は僕がドアノブに手をかけていることくらい容易に想像できたはずだ。にもかかわらず、君は勢いに任せて強引に引っ張った。そのおかげで僕は盛大に地面とキスすることになった。
No one told you to kiss the floor. That was your own decision.
自身の行動によりどういう結果になるのかが想像できない。今時のゆとり様ということで救いようがないな、君は。
Yikes, Cindy. Yikes forever.
黙り込むか。それも君の作戦か。君はいろいろと小賢しいな。そういうところが鼻につくんだ。
I think it's a little late to save your face after that nasty fall. Boom-ts.
はっはっは。面白くない冗談をありがとう。お礼に王子様に振られる呪いをかけてやろう。
Please, no! Anything but that! I clasped my hands together, beseeching him.
よほど振られたくないみたいだな。
I don't believe you actually have the power to curse my relationship. I mean, well,
お姫様は王子様と結ばれず離れ離れになる。それは幸せな結末ではなく悲劇の物語だ。
Tragic?
そうだ。それはそれで美しい終わりかもしれないが、それは読者にとってそうであるわけで、物語の人物である当人たちには当てはまらない。と、
Oh, sorry. Right. What part of... Sorry, I see the what did he say, but I missed when you said it. Sorry, pup. Yeah, the game didn't age very well. Some of his insults do kind of get a bit cringe. But yeah, the special ed situation definitely not... Could have done without. They could have written that differently. Yeah. Sorry about that, but yeah, it's very rare instances that kind of stuff comes up, but there are some touchy subjects that do happen, and some of the videos I do have to put trigger warnings and stuff, because it gets pretty, aside from like the inappropriate terms being used, there are some trigger situations. Personally, I do everything in my power to make him stay, no matter what it took. Pulls out kitchen knife slowly. No matter what. Alice is an asshole, and yet I love him because he's an asshole. He kind of gets worse with every route, though, and it's just like, why do I like this character when he's such a piece of garbage? And not in a good way. He's not a piece of garbage like I'm a piece of garbage.
凄まじい独占欲だな。
Is being possessive really that bad?
罪深くないとでも。
It's just human desire like any other. But the problem is I'm out of time. Sometimes time is what solves problems, but time is limited, and you never know when you'll run out.
次の満月まで残すところ1週間か。
He is gonna return to the moon.
ま、君のお手並み拝見といこう。
Actually, with themes of unaliving and self-harm, I'm kind of thinking that him returning to the moon is not as jovial and entertaining as I think it's going to be. And it's probably one of his bad endings. Each of Kaguya's lady suitors had forced him to serve them. This knowledge filled him with deep, deep darkness. The princess of the looking-glass world sensed this and requested to speak with him. But no matter how deeply she yearned to see him, he would never show himself. Any time she tried to drag him out, he would always hide. And so, Kaguya and the princess found solace in one another. 3 weeks passed. The full moon would soon be upon them, and Kaguya frequently became lost in thought. Oh no, does he have the moon sickness from Fatal Frame? I'm sorry. I mean, just listen. I'm trying to keep it funny because it's getting heavy. You mustn't look at the moon. But no matter who forbade it, Kaguya would always find a way to sneak outside alone, gaze up at the moon, and cry.
月に帰りたい。
Sick of this tainted world, he yearned for the moon night after night. Just 1 week left until the next full moon. And now I'm thinking about Persona 3. After seeing Kaguya's reaction when I grabbed Cinderella's arm, I decided to take a gamble. Instead of hovering over him 24/7, I would purposely give him space. So I slightly reduced the amount of time I spent with him and instead spent time with other people. So Cinderella told me we should go into town together for a change of pace. Whenever I talked to Kaguya, I made sure to mention other guys, like Cinderella and Snow White, whether he asked about them or not.
そうなんや。そりゃあひいさんは誰から見ても素敵な女の子やし、僕なんかと一緒におるよりはもっと他の誰かといたいわな。
He was still smiling like always. But I knew better. I knew exactly what was concealed beneath it. The sadness he held in his heart. But I never commented on it. I never made any demands of him. I never asked him to hug me or hold my hand. Instead, I just waited. Then, the full moon was just a few days away. Having physically recovered, Kaguya returned to work at the cafe, and from an outside perspective, things went back to normal. Welcome! Come on in! Instead of relegating myself to the back, I worked in the dining area like I did before Kaguya came along.
ひいさん、ここは僕がやるから。
Oh. No need. You're still recovering, so go ahead and take it easy.
おーい、ウェイトレスさん。
Be right there. Talk to you later, Kaguya. This way, I had a perfectly sound excuse to maintain my distance from him. Sorry for the wait. Meanwhile, I was all smiles and affection with the other guys. This doesn't feel good in my heart. Please, Kaguya. I hope this works out. I'm sorry. After a few days of this strategy...
ひいさん、はいこれ。お客さんに持ってって。
Sure thing. I took the food from him and turned to leave. But Kaguya refused to let go of the tray. What is it? I turned back and peered to his eyes inquiringly. He looked away, avoiding my gaze. A few seconds of silence passed, and then he spoke.
ひいさん、
No! Interrupted by the door chime, he fell silent again, and I let go of the tray altogether. On second thought, could you take it to them? And with that, I turned away. Oh, this is hurting my heart!
ちょっと待って。
Oh! Huh? At this, I turned back to face him once more.
やっぱそっち僕がやるわ。ひいさんはこっちをお願いしてもええかな。
What for?
どうしてって。それは。
I followed his gaze and found the regular customer standing there. Oh, is it the one who tried to profess his feelings to me? Oh, no. He was fidgeting nervously as he cradled a big bouquet in his arms. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm gonna get going. We can't keep the customers waiting, you know. He's nervous about me leaving him. Is the customer, he's gonna confess his feelings, and Kaguya's like, please don't accept them. I love you. Oh, I'm emotional. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to Kaguya. And so we went our separate ways. Sorry about the wait. Thank you for coming by. Feel free to have a seat anywhere you like. I greeted him with my usual smile. Do you already know what you'd like to order? Oh god, here it comes. Yes?
ずっと前から君のことが好きでした。よかったら僕と付き合ってください。
Oh, awkward. You shouldn't do that to serving staff while they're at their job. You shouldn't do that to anybody while they're at their job. Blushing beet red, he offered me the bouquet of bright white flowers. Awkward. Uncomfy. I feel this in my jellies. I don't want this. At this sudden confession, murmurs broke out all around us. Almost like I'd been sent back in time to a few weeks ago. I glanced over at Kaguya, who was chatting with a female customer. The instant our eyes met, I thought I saw his expression shift a tiny fraction. With that confirmation, I turned back to the regular and accepted his bouquet with a smile. Oh my god, no! No! Say no! You can't! Don't do this! Come on! Thank you. Oh, don't. I didn't accept, did I? That you shouldn't have accepted the bouquet. That feels gross. I don't like it. Is it bad that that bothers me worse than Gretel's route? That bothers me worse than Gretel's fucking entire route. Ugh. Okay. After the cafe closed, we were in the middle of cleaning up when Kaguya hesitantly struck up a conversation.
ひいさん、ちょい話があるんやけど、
Yeah, go back and grab Kaguya quick.
ええかな。
Sorry, I have a boyfriend. Wow, look at him. Isn't he cute? Wow. Put your bouquet away, please. Thank you. You're making it uncomfortable. Sure, no problem. Oh, but first, let me figure out where to put these lovely flowers I got. Oh, I don't like it. It makes me feel gross. But right as I was about to put the flowers into a vase. Oh, Jesus. Whoa. Oh, snap. Excuse me. Hi. Out of nowhere, he grabbed my arm and shoved me away from the bouquet. My back slammed up against the wall. The impact toppled the vase, and the flowers tumbled out onto the newly mopped floor, where he promptly stomped on them. Oh my god, Kaguya. Next, he rounded on me. Oh shit. Was this what you were aiming for, Yurika? Is this what you wanted?
他のやつからのものを受け取ったんや。兄さんの恋人は僕やろ。兄さんは僕のやろ。僕は他の男に君を奪われたくない。僕は兄さんが君が欲しい。
Okay, deep breaths. Deep breaths. We were expecting hopefully something like this to come along. Mostly saying this for myself because this is right in my ear holes. Bleh. Okay. As I remained silent, the anger on his face morphed into something halfway between laughing and crying.
こう言えばええんか。これがひいさんの欲しかった言葉なん。なあ、ひいさん、なんで僕を試すようなことをするん。僕が気づかないアホやと思うた。毎日他の男と話して僕がどう反応するか試してたんやろ。ああ、僕を試して楽しいか。かけて僕を笑い物にするつもりやったん。なあ、僕が何も気づかへん男やと思った。 がいつでも笑ってるばかりの男やと思ってたんか。違うな。ずーっと前から僕が気づく前から気づいとったんやろ。僕が本当は誰よりもなんでそんなひどいことができる。なあ、自分にとって僕はほんまの恋人やったんかな。なあ、んでさっきから何も喋ってくれへんの。ああ、なんか言うてや。僕のことが嫌いになったんなら、僕のことをいらんくなったんなら、僕を振ってくれ、ひいさん。
He cupped my chin and tilted my face up. I didn't resist. Instead, I stared back at him, my expression perfectly emotionless. Water flowed from his dusky eyes, but he didn't seem to notice.
ひいさんが僕を傷つけるんなら、僕もひいさんのことを。
I'm sorry, is this the station to Yandere Town? Is this happening? As he spoke, he reached for my throat. Okay, apparently we're going to Yandere Town! All aboard! Oh my god. Oh, he's not quite graduated to Yandere level. It's okay. Oh my god. Choking out an apology, Kaguya bolted from the room. Dom? Sub? Which one? Kaguya, are you a switch? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be serious now.
自分を傷つけるのはやめろ。んなことしても、お前が言う月にはいけね
K
え
trigger warning
よ。
self-harm.
シンデレラさん。
よ、入ってもいいか。
何言うてますね。ここはもともとシンデレラさんの場所やないですか。
ま、そうだな。まどろっこしいのは鬱陶しいんで直球に聞くけど、お前本当は記憶を取り戻してんだろ。なんであいつにはっきりと言わない。
言うまでもないです。彼女はもうとっくに気づいてますよ。でなければあんなことせえへん。
あんなことって？
わざと僕に気づかせるような。
気づかせるって何よ。
シンデレラさん、僕は彼女が怖いです。彼女は光り輝いて見えて、一緒にいると自分が惨めに思えてくるんです。彼女は綺麗で時々残酷です。全てを明らかにする強い光で見たくないものまで見せてしまう。こっちが見せたくなかったものまでお見通して僕を試すんです。彼女と比べたら僕は罪人のようなもんです。そんでも彼女の笑顔を見ると罪すらも忘れて彼女に甘えてしまう。そのことがめちゃめちゃ苦しいんです。
ま、お前の気持ちもわからなくはねえけどな。あいつはちょっとできすぎだ。
できすぎですか。
Oh,
確かに
wow.
そうかもしれないですね。
What a burden. I'm too perfect.
なら手の届かない場所にいてほしかった。手を伸ばしても決して届かない場所にいて、そのまま僕のことに気づかず放っておいてくれたらよかったんや。シンデレラさんはヒーさんのこと、彼女のことをどう思ってるんですか？
別にどうも思ってねえよ。って言ってほしいか？それともあいつは俺の大切な女だとでも言ってほしいか？
そんなこと。
俺の意見なんてどうだっていいだろう。たとえ俺があいつのことを好きだろうとどうも思っていなくても、あいつの恋人はお前なんだからな。
恋人って何ですか？恋人ってその人のことを欲しいと、その人の体も心も何もかも手に入れたいと思うことなんですか？僕はそのことにも気づかず、彼女に恋人になってほしいと言いました。こんなことになるんなら、こんな気持ちだと知っていたら、僕は彼女に近づかなかった。僕は彼女のことが、僕は彼女に気づかされているんです。
Ah, what'd you realize? I wanna know.
ここのところわざと彼女がシンデレラさんや他の男と仲のいいところを僕に見せつけて嫉妬させてやろうとしているのは分かっていました。だからこそ彼女の策略に乗るわけにはいかなかったんです。でももう遅かった。彼女と離れるには彼女と一緒にいる時間が長すぎました。彼女は僕のものだと、彼女の隣にいるのは僕でありたいと。
Oh, the candy witch strikes again.
何度も何度も僕に彼女が欲しいと思わせる。物扱いは嫌だ。人は、彼女は物じゃない。そう、誰よりも僕は分かってるはずなのに。だけど僕は今彼女を欲しいと思っている。僕は最低だ。これじゃあ僕を物扱いした人たちと何も変わらない。きっと彼女にも嫌われた。だって僕は彼女にあんなひどいことを。
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's like, he's like, oh, I'm sure she hates me. And meanwhile, she's downstairs like, okay, I'm gonna give it like 5 minutes and I'm gonna go up and kiss his fucking face. There's no way Utica would ever come to hate any of her routes. Like, come on.
僕は地上に過ぎて汚れてしまったんです。僕はもう月に帰りたい。
そんなに月に帰りたいのなら
The
月に帰ればいい。
snow. Wait, is this part of the plan?
白雪、お前聞いてたのか？
Yeah. Honestly.
彼女が光り輝いて見えるなら、どうして彼女のそばにいたの？彼女が眩しすぎて自分の影が深くなることが分かっているなら、最初から彼女に近づかなかったらよかったじゃないか。それとも最初は気づかずにいたのなら、気づいた時点で彼女から離れればいい。でも君はそうしなかった。なぜそうしなかった？君が答えないというのなら、俺が答えてあげよう。
Lay the truth on him, Snow. Spill the tea, so to speak.
結局君は彼女に追いかけて欲しかったんだろ。自分を好きだというのならその志が並大抵ではないことを証明してみせろと君は彼女に暗黙のうちに命じていたんだ。そして君の出した難題をこなせたならその思いは真実の愛だとようやく信じてもらえる。なんて傲慢なんだろうね。しかも君はそんなものは誰もこなせないと分かっている。実現不可能な無理難題を相手に押し付け最初から愛を否定している。
そんなことは。
今までだって君は本当に死のうとしたことなんてなかったんじゃない。本気で死ぬ気なんてなかったから手首を切った。最初から死ぬつもりなんかなかったから手首の傷だけが増えていく。本気で死のうと思っていたら手首を切るだなんて言わずもっと確実な方法はあったはずだ。少なくとも君はそれを知っていた。なぜなら
Such
君は
devastation!
人が天に昇る瞬間を見てしまったんだから。
Oh man. Oh Jesus.
やめろ。やめてください。君が言った通り君は君を物扱いにした人たちと何も変わらない。とても傲慢で罪深い地上の人間だよ。
Oh yikes, bro. Kaguya? When I next visited his room, Kaguya had vanished. I had seen this coming, of course, but now that his empty room was my new reality, my throat felt hot and tight. Desperately, I bit back a sob. Then, I squeezed my eyes shut and took a deep breath, and fought the urge to run outside and search this town from top to bottom. When did he disappear, anyway? He had vanished without a trace, almost as if he had never existed to begin with. The room was so spotless, you'd never guess someone had been living in it as recently as a few hours ago. I thought back to the last time I visited his room. It was spotless then, too. He must have taken great pains to keep it perfect. He was terrified of inconveniencing people, so he suppressed himself as much as possible, for years. And now the only thing he left behind was the exchange diary sitting on the desk. Somehow, I found myself drawn to it. I picked it up and started flipping through. Dear Kaguya, thank you for your questions. I appreciate you asking because it's proof that you're taking the matter seriously. And I appreciate you thinking of me. First, yes, I do still think that making memories together will determine whether our love is real. Absolutely. Granted, maybe our relationship is a little out of the ordinary. Admittedly, it felt kind of slutty to agree to date some guy I never even met before, but truth be told, part of me was reluctant. I think I wrote about this in my first letter. On a related note, remember that conversation we had about instinct? I poised that humans are born with the ability to recognize their likes and dislikes on an instinctual level. Furthermore, memories are the foundation of an individual's identity. Ultimately, I believe that I was instinctively attracted to you, on a deep, subconscious level. But instincts are merely knee-jerk reactions. The human consciousness resides in the receptive surface layer and is easily influenced by memories. At the moment I met you, I wasn't thinking consciously. That's why I wasn't confident what I felt for you was love. But things have changed now. After spending time with you and making memories with you, those memories have in turn convinced me that I'm in love with you. Now that I'm fully conscious of my love for you, I'll say it flat out. Kaguya, I fell in love with you right from the moment I first saw you. Now, as for why I'm dating you, I think I may have already answered that question. But if it would help you to see it in writing, I'll write it here as many times as you need me to, or I'll say it out loud if you prefer. I love you, Kaguya, and I want to be with you. I need you, and you need me back, Kaguya. That's why we're together. Now, you'll notice I used the word need. You are allowed to have needs of your own. But I understand you're struggling with that right now. I know it might hurt you to read this. I can only imagine the sort of pain you must feel. Perhaps, by trying to get your memories back regardless, I've done more harm than good. I know my words won't mean much to someone who doesn't believe in themselves. No matter what I say, or how many times I say it, I'm sure it'll all sound hollow to you. But I'm still going to keep searching for a way to heal you. Lastly, I'd like to ask you something. How do you feel now that you've made so many memories with me? Why is it you chose to stay with me? This was the most recent entry I had written to Kaguya, the one I wrote while he was asleep. I was so desperate to heal him at any cost, I experimented with all sorts of methods. Even when I knew it would hurt him, I couldn't stop myself. And then, after I hurt you, you left me. Oh, Kaguya. Without your memories, you probably felt like you had nowhere to belong. And you probably still feel that way. But the fact of the matter is, you were part of this family. I met you, spent time with you. As proof of that, I got about a month's worth of love letters in my hands. I flipped to the next page. Oh, did he write us a letter?
ひいさんへ。これが最後の日記になります。
Oh no.
お別れの時が来ました。もうすぐ満月になり、僕は月へと帰るでしょう。月に帰るためには、今までの衣服を脱ぎ捨て、元の姿に戻らなければなりません。ただ、その前に何か一言でも言っておかなければならないことがあり、今こうして筆を取って、あなたに手紙ならぬ日記を書いています。すでに気づいているとは思いますが、僕は全てを思い出してしまいました。隠すような真似をしてごめんなさい。またそのことで君を傷つけるようなことをしてしまって、僕の過去については今から語ろうと思いますが、少し長くなるかもしれないことを先に断っておきます。
I just realized his dialect has changed.
それと思い出しながら書いているので、ところどころ曖昧な部分や
Or at least he's not like slurring as much as usual.
それでもよければご覧ください。
As much as I want to continue though, I think I'm gonna have to save it here. And we're gonna have to finish it next week because it's already past the time I usually have to end. And I do have work in the morning, so I have to get up super early. Oh no! I mean, I have to get up super early to avoid the stinky heroes and their hunting of gremlins. Ha. But yeah, we're gonna have to stop this here. we're probably gonna finish this next week. Because literally in the walkthrough there are only 2 choices left, according to the walkthrough. But we'll see. Usually once it gets towards this end portion of the route, it gets really long in the dialogue between choices. So, there's probably going to be a lot for us to read next week. But holy crap. We're just going to go back to title so we can have some background sound here. Oh my gosh. Yes, absolutely. Please come to the next stream so we can see how this ends. Oh god, that's very loud in my ears. Okay. Yes, absolutely. I stream Otome games every Monday. So every Monday, at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. I have I have the schedule on my Twitch, and I post it on my Twitter. But yeah, I do these every Monday. So next stream is going to be on Thursday, which is Final Fantasy 16, and then Freebie Friday. But yeah, and I already have the next Otome game all lined up and set up, so if this does end early next week, then we can just jump into the next game, which we're going to be taking a break from Taisho Alice at that point. We're going to be playing one of my favorite Otome games of all time. And Yuzu knows exactly which one it is, because she sent me a delightful gift of my favorite boy of that series. And he's so cute, and he's gonna sit on my desk forever. But yes, thank you guys for joining tonight. Thank you for keeping the mood light with the bits and audio clips and stuff, because that got a little heavy. But we'll finish things up, and hopefully it'll be a happy ending for our Kaguya next week. But in the meantime, you guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Please stay hydrated. It's very hot these days. I love you all, and you guys have a great rest of your night. Bye!